Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good night, whenever you're watching me. Today's video, we're going to be talking about Matthew chapter 6, verse 19. It says 19 through 21. It says, "Don't hoard treasure down here where it gets eaten by moths and corroded by rust, or worse, stolen by burglars. Stockpile treasure in heaven, where it's safe from moth and rust and burglars." It's obvious, isn't it? The place where your treasure is the place you will most want to be and end up being. Say hello to the camera. So the pile that you see behind me right now, you see all of these things. Those bags are books. That's an IKEA bag full of clothes. Some stuff here. All of that stuff I'm decluttering from my house. And I declutter very often, all the time. Because if I'm in an environment where even if I have a place to put everything, but it's full of stuff, I shut down. My mind shuts down. I start getting, my mood goes awry. It just doesn't work with me. Some people can take it. If they have a place to put everything, that's fine. But for me, it doesn't work. It needs to be more minimalistic. I know at what state my house needs to be where I could just breathe and be happier with that. It's not for everyone, but it is for me. And so the thing though is that sometimes we're in certain situations that require us to get rid of things. Right now I'm getting rid of things because I was noticing that my mood wasn't okay. I wasn't being able to, study and do certain things because of the sheer amount of things that I had. And so I'm decluttering because I want to. Some people can't afford to have half of the things I have. And certain people need to declutter because of a certain situation they're going through. I know of people that are going through certain medical, problems, and they've had to leave their homes and live with somebody else because they can't afford to live on their own. And they've had to get rid of certain things. There are people who might get deported. There are people who might, just lose everything you have. You don't know about tomorrow. You don't know what's going to happen. And we find sometimes ourselves in certain situations where we need to get rid of our things. And those are really the moments that we see, where is our heart? If you were to get deported today, or if there was a certain, all of a sudden the government is taking over and there are armies everywhere telling you to leave your house, and you have to leave everything behind, absolutely everything behind. Or, as we know, Jesus is coming, and we're going to have to leave everything we own behind. How much are you going to suffer over the things that you have? How much are you going to cry because of the things that you own and you can no longer take with you? You see, so many times we work so hard and we get so stressed taking care of so many things that aren't even bringing us happiness, that aren't even helping us in any way. If your house is full of things that you actually use, that you look at and you're like, man, I love having that chair, then amen, keep everything you have. But if you have a whole bunch of things that you haven't used in years, or they, it just, every time you look at it, every time you look at that shirt, man, it was when I was skinnier. Oh man, I wish I could fit into those pants. Or every time you look at that china, you remember your ex-mother-in-law, or that certain person that did you wrong, or whatever it is that's actually not beneficial for you. Why are you keeping it? We only live once in this life. We only have one chance to be here. And we need to make sure that our hearts are in the right place. We need to be able to store treasure in heaven where nothing is going to corrode it instead of storing treasure here. Me, for instance, those are all books. I love reading, but I was at the library yesterday and all of those books are at the library. If I want to read any one of them, I can go to the library, check it out. I have the ability to do that here in the United States. And so I can check it out, read it, and still get that same enjoyment from reading books and having, piles and piles here. And every time I look at those books, I'm like, man, I wish I had more time to read it. I wish my situation was different. And it's just a burden. It ends up being a burden. For me personally, I sleep better, I do better, my mood is better, I'm happier when I don't have as many things. I'm not telling you to go out and declutter your house and become a minimalist and live off of like 30 things in your back. That's not what I'm saying. But look around your house. Is your heart so tied up to the things that you have that if you lost any of that, it would really hurt you? Or could you do without 90% of what you own right now? If you lost everything right now, if your situation changed, where is your heart? Where is your treasure? Would you be hurting and crying and victimizing yourself and, oh my gosh, I wish it was different, oh my gosh, and crying around? Or would you be able to get up and continue on and find hope in this new life that you have and continue walking in this new life that we have? Of course, we own things that we love and we cherish and we worked hard for. But our hearts, our minds cannot be tied up to the things of this earth, to the stuff that we own around us, to the people that we have around us. If you have people around you that are toxic, that are giving you bad advice, get away from them. Oh, but it's family members, Diana. Get away from them. Find ways to push them away a little bit. If it's stuff inside your house that is just getting you stressed and you're working extra hard to pay for a mortgage that you can't even pay for, that you can't even afford, or you have to live with somebody else and you're bringing your stuff in and you're bringing more stress to the other person, or whatever the situation is, take a look at your possessions. Why are you working so hard? Why are you getting so stressed? Why are you letting things that are going to get corrupted, that burglars could come in and steal at any moment, take that peace away from you? Why? So many times Jesus, he comes into our lives and he offers transformation. He offers peace. He offers understanding. But we take that peace and we're like, it looks too bland. And we start seasoning with other things that aren't even supposed to be there. And then it becomes this stuff that we can't even enjoy, that doesn't even look good anymore, right? Take a look around you. Everything that you own, everything that you possess, where is your heart? Is your heart on the things above? Do you think daily on the things above? Are you building treasures above in heaven so that when you go, you have that crown? Or are you building treasures? Are you spending most of your days working for things here on earth? To possess more things, to have more people in your life, to be more popular, to decorate your house better so that when that person comes along and visits you, which never happens because everybody's so busy, right? They can see how decorated and beautiful your house is. Or do you have a pile of books just so people can know and understand how much of a reader you are? Or do you have things in your life that you were gifted maybe and you feel bad for getting rid of it because it's not really your style, it's not really your thing, but it was a gift? Are you holding on to things because maybe you grew up poor and you couldn't afford it and now you can't afford it, and so just because you can buy all of these things, even though it doesn't bring you enjoyment, you buy this thing, you enjoy it for a little bit, and then you want to go to the next thing. But because you couldn't afford it when you were growing up, now all of a sudden you can, and you're buying all of these things that just bring you more stress. Look around your life. Look around in your email, your contacts, your social media, the people that you're letting speak into your life, the people that you're calling friends, your family members, the things around you, the stuff that you own, the things that you have. Look at your clothes. Take a very good look at your life. If you had to do without any of that, would you be able to? Where is your heart? Where is your love? Where is your treasure? Is it here on earth or is it in heaven? Could you say, like Job said, God, you brought me here naked, and naked I will go with you? Or are you so tied up to the things that you have, to the people that you have around you, that it would be like taking out roots from you? You know, Jesus is coming. He's coming for a church that is actually serving him. He's coming to a church whose heart is in him and his word and is seeking him truly. But if your heart is in the things of this earth, if your heart is in your job, if your heart is with people, oh, I can't live without you, that's a problem. Because then you're putting all of your possessions, all of those peoples, all of those things before God. I understand we have to work. I understand we have to own things. But if you lost it, how much would you suffer for it? How much would you cry about it? How much would it hurt you? Because if it's hurting you to the point where it stops you completely in your tracks and you can't have hope for the future and you can't keep moving forward, then your treasure is here on this earth. But if you cry for a little bit, you mourn for a little bit, and then you get up and you say, okay, I'm going to have to go find another job, or I'm going to have to find a way out of this mess, right? Then your treasure is in here. We need to be able to change our perspectives. We're not, we teach all the time that we're fighting to have a good life here and be a good Christian here. But really what we're fighting for is to be able to go to heaven someday, to be able to live with Christ someday. Our treasures, the things we build, the time we spent, needs to be building things in heaven and not here. Needs to be able to make sure that we go to heaven and we don't stay here. Right? Yesterday, I'm going to end with this. Yesterday, I have a lot of Bibles. I like studying the Bible. I like reading different versions and everything. And yesterday, I offered a Bible at Facebook. And so one of the pastors said he wanted it. And I decided to take the rest, 3 other Bibles to church. Bibles that I love, by the way. Bibles that I was like, should I? But I wasn't reading it. I love them. They were interesting, but I wasn't reading it. And so I started offering it, the Bibles. And I discovered that one of the youth there didn't have a Bible. And so I was able to give one of my own to him. The other one had lost his study Bible. They're very expensive if you haven't looked into Bibles, especially study Bibles. And he had lost his, and he really wanted another one, but he couldn't afford it. So I was able to give him my own study Bible, which I don't know if it's the type that he was looking for. I hope it serves him well, but I was able to give it to him. And I looked at my Bibles, and I have plenty still that I could give away, but really the only ones I use are 2 or 3 of them. And it's like, man, why do I keep all of these things? Why do I keep all of these versions and all of these Bibles and all of these things when somebody else could be in more need of it? And so many times we say, God, use me, use me, use me, use me. And God wants to use you giving what you have to other people that need it most, but you don't let it because you're so tied up to the things that you have. I've given clothes before to other people where there was foundations that they were about to close up. organizations that they were about to close down because they didn't have any more donations. And I gave it all away to them, boxes and boxes of clothes for my kids. And they are now still open because of that, because of those donations. So many times, like, God wants to bless other people through the things that you own, through the things that you have, but we're storing our treasure, and our heart is so into the things that we have that we say, no, I could never do without that 10th vase that I have. Look around your house. Look around the people. Do you need to maybe declutter some things? Can other people use more the things that you have than you are right now? And if you believe in God and believe that He's the God of provider, He's a God of provision, if He gave it to you before, He's going to give it to you again. Yeah. So, may God bless you. I'll see you guys next time. I'm going to go because she is taking the show. Right? You're not supposed to be here. You're supposed to be over there. Yeah? So yeah, guys, take a look around your house. It's more stuff. I know I'm going to get rid of more things. I always am. It just makes me happier that way. But take a look, can you bless other people through the things that you own, or become more closer to God by decluttering some things that are causing you stress? And, because Jesus is coming, it's all going to stay behind anyway. We don't know about tomorrow. We don't know if we're going to end up in a bed, crippled, or deported. Some people are in that situation, and they're going to have to leave everything behind. Build treasure in heaven where the moth can't get to, where burglars can't get to, instead of here on earth where everything can get corrupted and you can lose everything. And now I'm going to have to put all of this stuff in my car. Yes. All right. God bless you. I'll see you guys next time. And bye-bye. Bye-bye.